red carpet is that?
Be More Chill.
Be More Chill. Look at that. That's like older, dead. But you have to guess who's the dead one.
Wait a minute. That sounds like a new game. So wait a minute. Which one would be dead? Don't answer that, Mark.
Me. I would be the dead one.
For reference again.
Wait a minute. I can't hear Mark now. Mark, are you
talking?
See,
that sucks.
Are you kidding me?
Oh man, I can't hear Mark now.
You know what? That's a blessing.
Wait, Michael. I knew that was coming. Should I log out and log back in again?
If you want, we can. Try that.
Let's try that.
One more time. I would like to hear. Just do it. Yeah. One more time.
It's better than just looking at Mark.
One more time.
I'll be right back.
Meanwhile, I'm David Gordon.
Wow, we're live. This is great.
We're live, Michael Park.
Hi.
I'm David Gordon from TheaterMania here with Michael Park, Marc Kudisch, and James Van Der Beek was here, and I presume he'll be back.
He'll be back. But I'm just Mark. Like I'm looking at you guys, and you have the full names, and not me. I'm just Mark.
All right, let's see.
You know what?
James Van Der Beek.
And
okay, Mike, I can hear everybody.
Back. Can you hear us?
I can hear everyone.
Oh, great.
Nice. How are you? Oh, Kudisch is screwing with us now.
What is he doing? Mark.
This is going to go, everybody, and it's going to be awesome. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, man.
We're great. Listen, this is nothing, David. This is nothing new for us. We Marco Polo each other like 1,700 times a day.
Yeah, I'm just not used to them being able to talk back while I'm giving them,
or interrupt.
Yes, you are. You just have to wait for the little bubble
to come up
that pops up about 15 seconds after you've made your comment. I made a comment to you yesterday, James, and you finished before it downloaded. So the joke would have been awesome. I'm not even going to tell you what it is now. But it would have been awesome.
Yeah, Mark is known for his 15-minute Marco Polos.
Oh, really? And you're known for your 15,000 1-minute Marco Polos.
That's better, though. That's better because then you can just skip. You don't have to listen to the entire thing on double speed.
Right. David, do you Marco Polo?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, it's what old people do now, I guess, to communicate. It's kind of like video text messaging.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, my mother finally discovered Marco Polo, and now I'm frightened. Yeah, I'm frightened. Please, she just Marco Polo'd me this morning. I swear to you. You want to watch it? Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Just wait till your parents get a Marco Polo. You'll be wishing there was a 4 times button on there.
My mother will never discover Marco Polo. Never.
You know what? I'm gonna go and visit her and show her how to use it.
I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna tell her how to. I'm gonna put.
You know what? It won't matter.
I'm gonna give her a tutorial.
She won't be able to figure it out.
I'm gonna buy a phone.
Just wondering how you guys are doing in West Nyack. I'm thinking about you, and I love you. Bye.
But see, that's okay. Boom.
Mark, that's the correct way to Marco Polo.
In and out.
Love.
We did Passover one night. We had Seder with like 20 of us from the family and everything. And for at least an hour, my mother couldn't figure out how to press enter for Zoom.
I'm going to buy her a phone.
Nephew.
I'm going to download Marco Polo. I'm going to send it to her with the screen open and say, this is how you harass Mark. Anything you want to say.
Now
anything you ever want to complain about to Mark, you just press this button.
And she won't be able to figure it out.
Tell me about the sweaters that James is wearing.
You mean the one that he's not wearing right now?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get the sweater memo. I didn't realize
there was no sweater memo.
No. But James should talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, I was the original wearer of this sweater, and I had the sweater on, and I was complaining about my day, and Michael made a comment in the Marco Polo thread like, but you know what? You're wearing a great sweater. You're a winner. He's like, I love that sweater. Mark was like, yeah, I love that sweater. And then
it's a good sweater.
And then magically they had that sweater.
Yeah, like 2 weeks later, a package comes to my door, and James. I remember again, Marco Poloing with James, and him having like a bit of a shit-eating grin, Cheshire cat grin on his face. And I'm like, "What's going on with you?" He goes, "Do you guys check the mail today?" I mean, what are you talking about? It's so weird. And then, lo and behold, FedEx, and there's a sweater, and I'm going to say that was one of the most touching things I've ever experienced or I've ever received. So there's that.
Well, this story is preceded by I was 18 years old, and so the three of us did Shenandoah at the Goodspeed Opera House. Legendary,
dude, you were 17.
Legendary production. I was 17 when I did it, but at the end of that production, Mike Park said, kind of as a parting, like, "Hey, if you ever need a place to stay in New York, give me a call." Probably not suspecting that I would call upon him to crash on his couch about 700 nights, thereafter. But at one point I was staying at his house, and he had this jacket, this really cool jacket. And I was like, "Wow, Mike, where'd you get that?" He's like, I don't remember. And like, I asked him again, because I was like, "Did you get it at Today's Man? Like, where did you get it?" And Michael literally stopped, took the jacket off, and gave it to me. And Lori, his wife, then girlfriend, said, "Oh my God, Michael, you wear that every day." And Michael's like, No, here. And he gave me the jacket. So
when you're done wearing something and someone else appreciates it more than you, it's time to let go of that thing.
That's the relationship. And then I repaid Michael by scratching on the couch in his studio apartment. In his studio apartment.
Yep.
The first night that he and Lori spent as a married couple in their studio apartment, I was on the couch. There was a blizzard. I couldn't get home. But
there you go. Yeah, and plus we had just spent like 4 days in a motel or a hotel in like wherever we were, because we were stranded because of this blizzard. So I mean, we couldn't get back to New York. So you might have been to my apartment before me, James.
I was. I remember you asking me to go feed the cat because I had the key.
Bob. Yeah.
And how many times has James crashed on your sofa bed, Mark?
How many times did you crash on mine? Well, because I lived
fair amount
around when Parky was at the studio apartment, because that was on 100th between 100th between Broadway and West End.
Correct.
I had a 1-bedroom apartment that was around the corner between 99 on West End and Riverside and 99th. So we literally lived like around the corner from each other. And I was right. Kristen was there, right?
Yeah.
James, I mean, right. So I was.
Kristen would walk in and like find me on the couch
with my ex-fiance now, and so yes. But I had a bigger apartment at that time than Parky, so it was a little.
You had a bedroom. You actually had a bedroom.
Yeah.
Well, I had a loft.
You had a loft.
You had a closet behind the bathroom that you turned into a loft, which was quite creative use of space.
Yeah, that I got from James Barber. I actually inherited that from James Barber.
After inheriting his role in Shenandoah.
After inheriting his role in Shenandoah and inheriting his role in Milk and Honey, and then we flip-flop back. It was incredible.
That's right.
That's an amazing story.
That was insane.
So this was what?
That was cool.
Early 2000s? Late 90s?
No, 94.
94.
That brings me to this game I want to play with you guys. I got a game for you guys. A little bit of a trivia game. But you guys answer your own, the own questions of your own lives. I wonder how much you guys remember about the shows you've done throughout your careers.
Ooh.
David, maybe you could. David, I swear to God, you know some of this. All right.
I didn't plan any of this. This is all Parky doing.
I swear.
The first answer.
I don't remember a thing.
The first answer is Ralph Barnes on Loving.
Did you know that all three of us are alums of As the World Turns? David?
That I didn't know either.
I knew I was. I didn't know Mark was.
Stephen Anderson, right?
James?
I did 2 days in As the World Turns.
Stephen Anderson.
I earned $800 for my 2 days on As the World Turns, and I was forced to join after, which cost me $834.
Oh man, I remember back then when I did Ralph for the first time, when I did my first gig on soap, and before I even walked on the set, I remember that after representative was right there. Pow, hi.
She got super close. And then I went upstairs to my dressing room. She's like, "Hi, James, we'd like you to join after." Okay. And I'm like, I need to go upstairs to my dressing room because my checkbook was there, right? Because I had a checkbook. And I go upstairs and it's like, I get a key card to get in. And I open the door and she's like, "Hi, James, are you ready to join after?" And I'm like, oh,
People, if you have questions for these three clowns, pop them in the comments. If we're able to get a word in edgewise, we could try to get to them.
Is this just one big inside joke and everybody's like, what are they talking about? So Ralph Barnes was the character that Mark played on Loving. And it was on his resume up until last year, I swear.
That's not true. That's so not true. You know why that's not true? Because there's just not room on my resume.
And here we go.
There's just not room.
And that's why I want to play this game, because
Mark's got to weed down the 1,400 Broadway shows he's done.
Right.
Be like, do I put in Chitty
Let's
Chitty
see how
Bang
much
Bang?
you really.
I mean, I got nominated for a Tony for Chitty, but do I really I don't know.
James, let's see how much he cares about these Broadway shows.
Okay.
Mark, what was the opening night?
Michael.
What was the opening night and year, if you don't mind, of Bells Are Ringing?
Ooh.
I know that the opening year was 2000. I want to say maybe April 18th.
Of you say 2000. You're wrong. You're wrong on both things. You're wrong. April 12th, 2001.
It was 2001.
Pretty damn close.
April 12th, 2001. It's great. No, James, it's hilarious. Probably 6-7 of these dates are in April.
Well, they're all going to be in April.
They're all going to be in April, dude. I'm telling you, that's what's so fantastic. So, James.
Yes.
Dude, I would remember.
That's why the game is fantastic. James.
Yes.
I want you to give me the year that you were in Football Wives.
Oh, God.
This is a great game.
Was, let's see. I found out that.
Okay, here we go.
No. Football Wives.
Football.
That would have been 2005. No, 6.
You played Brian Reynolds in Football Wives.
Okay, Football Wives was a failed pilot that I did. There was a British BBC series called Footballers' Wives, and it was dark and kind of weird. And so Americans in their in their brilliance decided, let's just remake it with football. And it was just a pilot that never worked at all.
No, because it was clearly a reality show. So 2007, buddy.
7, okay.
2007. David, are you loving this game or what?
I am. I've got a good one. I'm trying to pull one up for myself that I can.
Everybody loves watching old men try to remember what years they did projects nobody's heard of.
Well, I got one.
That's a showbiz staple.
I got one from Michael Park that I just pulled off my phone.
Okay.
That's good.
Michael Park won 2 back-to-back daytime Emmys for lead actor in a drama series for As the World Turns. What years?
That'd be 2010, 2011.
All right.
Boom.
Better than I expected.
Boom.
And Marc Kudisch this morning just said that 2 daytime Emmys aren't even an eighth of a real Emmy.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I said
reporter.
Daytime Emmys are 75%.
But don't you have another one for Dear Evan Hansen?
I do. Yeah.
But I hold that if you can do Emmy award-winning work on a soap opera, you deserve 2 Emmys.
Thanks, buddy.
Listen,
that's like Mark getting a Tony nomination for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh no.
That's how good you have to be.
Guys, 3 daytime Emmys and $2.75 will get you on a subway. I just want you to know that.
No, but you know what the truth is? People don't remember anymore because, like, the business, like the business of soap operas in New York City, when we all first started working, like that's how you made, if you were going to do television in New York City, that was the television you got, because there was no filming going on here except for soaps. And it was a huge industry. And for all of us, it was like, it could be great bread and butter. And I remember one of my first, you guys know this, but one of my first shows in New York City, my second job off Broadway in a play, was a play about soap opera actors. It was at the Orpheum Theater. Yeah. And it was all starring soap opera actors except for me. Like, you know, Matt Servito was in the show, and Robert, I can't remember Robert's last name right now. Robert Newman was in the show. I mean, there were some really, really well-known soap opera people. And I've never seen people who worked so damn hard. And they were shooting during the day. And then they were coming to my rehearsals later in the afternoon to help me out, so that I wasn't just working with the stage manager or the assistant stage manager. They were literally there to work with me. That's awesome. And I was covering all of them. Oh, they were amazing. It was called Quiet on the Set.
Well, that's the thing. You know, what's amazing is that you because of the soap opera and because of the way your brain works, the short-term memory kind of kicks in, and you are able to kind of ingest all this stuff and throw it away, and ingest all this stuff and throw it away. So when we get into a play or something like that, and we have to like retain some information, it's best to rehearse as much as you possibly can. So that's at least what I experienced when I was doing Little Me at the same time as the World Turns. But yeah, I mean, we were all alums of As the World Turns. I figured that out in my little bit of research that I did. You played Judge Burke, Kudisch.
I did?
For like three times.
Wait. I played a judge?
You played Judge Burke. Dude, I remember you walking on set.
Like John Dryhold.
No,
wait,
Judge. You played a judge.
I remember the last time I was on the show, and I was there because I was hanging out with you and I was hanging out with Billy in your dressing room.
Billy Magnuson.
Yeah, but I have no recollection of what character. And I know it was a character I played on the show before.
No, but how about this? James made the 40th anniversary book, James. You were there for 2 days, and your picture's on the 40th anniversary book.
Well, you know, some people make a bigger impression than others.
Kudisch, I have a question.
Just like Ralph Barnes.
Can we say? Can you please just tell the audience what was the most distinguishing characteristic of Ralph Barnes?
Ralph Barnes had an eye patch. He did. Until, and they never explained to me why, the eye patch disappeared, and I got a pair of glasses that had one black lens and one clear lens.
That's unbelievable.
And I was a hired killer.
A one-eyed. His aim was
a one-eyed killer with a mullet.
It's because you know what, Patch and whatever her name on Days of Our Lives was so. I mean, that was a hot character. So they were trying to recreate this hot character.
Great.
Oh my
no,
God.
listen, I worked with.
Good thing is,
David, do you have any other questions about?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about World Turns. Sadly, it's not a trivia question, but it's a career question for you, Kudisch. When you were working with Sondheim on Assassins and all of that,
From Ralph Barnes to Sondheim.
Yeah. What's the note that he gave you that stands out in your memory, either shaming you into doing something right or like a congratulatory, if that even happened?
Oh, no, it did. Like, what's interesting about Steve's one of those guys, he's a very specific personality. And one of the challenges that I found working with him was he has like this radar for like pitch. And it was interesting when I was working with him, when we were doing little night music at City Opera. It was, I worked with him a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so even before we did Assassins, I had done little night music for him at New York City Opera. And I remember, yeah, that's right. And I remember like we were in rehearsals and we were performing and everything. And Steve kept saying to me, yeah, that one section right over there, it's a little pitchy there. And I was like, oh, that one note right there, it's just a little pitchy there. And I was like, okay, I'll focus in on it. Absolutely. And then he would always say to me, step into my office, which just meant come to me in the hallway over here. And then I just was like, so, Paul Giuliani was conducting it. And I was like, going Paul saying, hey, and he's like, Mark, I don't hear what he hears. I think you sound great, but that's Steve. And so he kept asking me to step over. And finally he was like, have your voice teacher come and have a listen to it. And,
wow.
And it was fine. I was like, look, man, I want to correct this if there's an issue here, because we're also in the opera. So there's a whole other sort of focus on tonality. And so I had my voice teacher come and he saw the show and I asked him about it. And he was like, Mark, you sound dead on. I don't hear anything. And then I went to Paul again and I was like, Paul? And he was like, Mark, I don't know what the hell he's hearing. And then, of course, I got to step into my office. And so I walked over to him and I just was like sheepish. And he was like, so what'd your voice teacher say? And I said, he says it's right on pitch, man. And Paul says it's just right on pitch. I mean, I'll keep focusing. And he just looked at me and he was like, oh, well, maybe it's just me. And that was the end of the conversation. I mean, I've had a lot of little interesting things along the way with Steve. And I mean, on Assassins, I sung a note wrong forever in the show. And I never knew that I was singing it wrong, not off pitch, just wrong. Until we got to the recording. And Steve said to me, Mark, you're singing the wrong note there. It's the wrong note. And I looked at the music and Steve, I'm sorry. I've been singing this note from the beginning. And he's like, okay, well, it's wrong. So great. So I went back and then we recorded again. And then he came to me and he was like, actually, you were right, but you were wrong. And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, this is a misprint in the music. It's actually supposed to be the note you've been singing from the beginning. So you're right, but you're wrong because it wasn't what was written in the score. So just go back to singing what you were singing because that was right as he's walking, even though it was wrong. So.
Wow. And at that point, you stopped sweating and went to throw up in the bathroom.
No, you know what? I'll say this. I'd say of most, I think, and I wouldn't say this of most people, he should direct his own stuff because I never got nervous like other people would get nervous when Sondheim was in the room because everyone would immediately start to go, oh, Stephen Sondheim. And they would get in their own heads about it. I loved that he was in the room because I'm getting the information right from the horse's mouth instead of getting someone else's interpretation of it. And I'd worked on him with 4 different things. So I loved being in the room with him because the insight that he would give, again, when I did night music for him at City Opera, Los Angeles Opera, Philadelphia Philharmonic, Ravinia. We did this thing at the Roundabout. I've never done a show repeatedly in my career except for night music because it was with Sondheim. And it was with Steve every time. And I remember the first time I worked with him on it and we were doing In Praise of Women, he said to me, just remember that this is this character's romance. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, even though it's like Marchando and all of that, just remember, this is his romance. It doesn't matter about anyone else's, it's his. So treat it as such. Be gentle with it. He said, just know that this is the core of who he is. And it sort of made me go, then that means every character's song is their romance. And I thought that sort of definition, no one else had ever said that to me. And I wouldn't have gotten that from anyone but him. So I love being in a room with him. There's nothing better than being in a room with that guy. And I mean, Assassins is one of the things that I'm most proud of in my career.
Love that show.
So, yeah.
Sorry,
guys.
Now, did these guys see? Do you guys see each other's shows? James, you were at the Girl from the North Country opening. Michael, you were at the Girl from the North Country opening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you make a specific trip out to see these guys when they're doing theater, James?
When I can, yeah. If I'm not on a set,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are you coming back, or when are you coming to do theater? You were supposed to be doing Bye Bye Birdie, I guess now.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing Bye Bye Birdie right now at the Kennedy Center. I can't wait to get back. I really missed it. The last thing I did was something out here at the Geffen a couple years ago. And yeah, now that I've got this dancing thing, this dancing trick pulled out of my bag, I can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it. I can't wait. I'd like to sing, to dance, just get back on stage, get back in front of an audience. That was what the dancing thing really made me miss, is like how much, made me realize how much I missed performing in front of a live audience.
I love
and he crushed it.
Yeah, he did.
Saying,
He got
crushed
fucked.
it.
He got fucked, and
There
I'm
you
not
go.
afraid to use the F word.
No,
He got
but-
fucked.
No, but I mean, and seriously, because we've said this to him, but I'll say it to him again. I was literally watching it with Shannon, my wife, who is, you know, a Fosse dancer and all of that crap. Literally watching some of the shit that this guy's pulling out of his pockets. And we were both like, whoa.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Like, whoa.
He's incredible.
I was like, seriously. And I mean, we're all buds, but like, sorry, if I didn't know him, I'd be like, damn.
Right.
You were... So, yeah, I mean, suck on that, Dancing with the Stars, because, like...
They know. They have to know. They know.
That was not it wasn't about who was the best dancer.
It's a reality
No.
show. I approached it as a creative endeavor, couched as a competition with the reality element. And the truth is, it's a reality show. Couched as a creative endeavor with a competition element.
Right.
That's really what it is. But I will say I got to do one dance rehearsal with Dennis for Bye Bye Birdie, and I loved it.
Dennis is
Just getting to do the like Dick Van Dyke kind of fun like choreography. I was in heaven. I was like a kid. I was like, I can't believe I get to do this at 43 years old. Like, I can't believe I'm getting to work with somebody like Dennis Jones. Like this, I called Kimberly. I was walking back to the hotel afterwards. It was right before I saw Girl. And I was like, oh my, babe, I'm walking on air. Like that was so much fun. So after all, I can't wait to get back on stage.
Do you know if the Kennedy Center is going to try to reschedule it for when all of this is passed?
I know they want to. It's their intention. They want to. Who knows logistics?
I hope they do. Oh, I really hope they do.
No, they got to.
I love that.
They got to.
I do.
It's amazing cast, too.
Yeah,
I know.
and I love going down there. I think that is just such. It's a great place.
Yeah, and that would have been the fun of it. Being able to.
My wife and I road tripped in February to see Next to Normal.
Ah,
Oh, geez, how was that? I
Man,
heard it was really good.
we loved it. I thought it was
Oh, really?
really.
Okay.
Mark.
I'm glad to hear.
That was one thing I really wish I'd seen. Actually, Michael, you were very, very happy
There was one week.
from the dressing room of that show. That was fun.
I was ecstatic. It was. Yeah. I couldn't believe I was getting paid to do that. It was.
There was
amazing.
1 weak link in the cast, and he's in this video, and I'm not going to say who it was.
You know.
Sorry, next time I'll do better.
I thought the doctor was supposed to be sexy. He looked a little old.
No, but I mean, obviously, I would have loved to, because we were rehearsing Girl from the North Country, and were you guys? The thing about like going down to Duke Studios on 42nd Street was like everybody is rehearsing at the same time, so like, it's an opportunity to say hi to people when you don't usually get to see them. Like, even though I see him, like these guys, like daily on the little thing, like to actually see each other in physical person. So
that was him, James. That was him all the time, every day.
It's totally me. But here's the thing. So anytime I got a break from rehearsing, and we were on the 7th floor or something, you guys were on the floor above us on 8, rehearsing Next to Normal. And literally, I would do everything on my breaks to run upstairs to just look through that tiny little window in the door, and I'd literally be like...
I've never heard Michael Greif ask someone to leave a rehearsal so many times. I've never
awesome,
Mark, we're getting ready to start, Mark. Do you mind, Mark? For the love of God, Mark.
But watching his face outside the window, it was great. He's literally Parky with my glasses. He'd have his glasses, his multicolored glasses, like here, and he'd be like looking in his, and he'd literally be like,
That's the truth.
literally.
We got a question in the comments from Lisa Goldberg. Mark, your publicist.
Oh,
When you three were single, who had the most game?
ooh.
I think we all know the answer to that question.
I'm not saying a word.
I would rephrase it. When we were all single, who made the most noise?
That's just. Oh.
Hey, you interpret that how you want to. All right.
The other
Yeah,
question I got in here on the polar opposite of the spectrum is, what was it like to play Trevor in Thoroughly Modern Millie?
Okay.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
What
It
was the
was
date
very-
that opened, Mark? What was the date it opened, Mark, and what year?
Well, I mean, that was 2002. I know.
Yeah.
And April 18th.
Boom! You nailed it. I knew you had April 18th in you. That's why I asked the
Really?
question.
I was right.
You got it
Was I
right, bro.
really right?
You got it right.
Hey. No, you know what? Millie is awesome. It's wonderful. It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my, in my theatrical career. I love it. I'll always love that show. My dog is named Graydon. That's part of the joy of doing theater to a large degree, is that, like, at least for me, I've had the good fortune, knocking on wood, to have created characters that since have, like, sort of gone on to live in, like, the canon of music theater and stuff. And Trevor's one of those characters. And so, like, I remember for a period of time, it didn't matter where I was. If I was doing a gig out of town, I could look in the local paper and someone was doing Millie somewhere. And it's just sort of a joy to know that, like, people are that inspires someone else to want to do this stuff, and other people are going to have their take on it. And it's like, it's the gift that keeps on giving beyond yourself. So it's cool. It's like, Dear Evan Hansen is one of those shows that will go on and on and on. And on.
James, you
The
were great.
character of Larry. James was.
Yeah,
I
James-
loved him.
Hansen.
You were great as Evan.
As
The
Evan.
way that you,
The way he
but you
broke
know
his
what I'm
arm
saying.
every night. He was so method.
yeah, I was right. But I mean, it's like, look, at the end of the day, it's just sort of really cool that the energy that you put into something and your particular, like, creative whatever is something that just, like, goes on and other people take and run with, and likely will do it a hell of a lot better than you did. So, it's sweet. I'm proud of it.
Someone here wants to know, we just got a comment. Don't know if you've discussed this, but what are your dream roles or people that you would love to work with?
I want to work with these guys on the same stage. To tell you the truth, that would be a dream right there.
How would you get any work?
We turn it up. It would be great.
We'd
We'd
have
get
to-
it done.
We'd have to
We'd
have a
get
very
work done.
strong
We would
personality
totally get it done.
director.
Oh,
Yeah.
we would get it done, though.
Yeah, we would.
We would get it done.
But I would love to play. I'd love to play Sweeney. I think that is, like, my favorite. That's my favorite, and that is my dream to do that. That'd be great. But I don't know. I mean, other than that, I think every single role I've played from the very beginning has been this dream of mine, some way or another. I've had a very blessed career creating so many fantastic characters, and I wouldn't change a thing. But if I had to pick, it would be.
Oh, Lord.
It would be Sweeney. But the next one is my dream. The next one is my dream role. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm leaving up a comment from Mark's mom.
She figured it out.
Oh. Yeah.
James, what do you get recognized walking down the street for now? Is it the Dancing with the Stars? Is it still Dawson's Creek, or is it, like, something else entirely?
it's a real mixed bag. It's funny. Dawson's Creek, quite a bit. Varsity Blues, a lot.
Okay, Varsity
Attending-
Blues. What year, James? What year?
Oh, that was 90. What year did I shoot it, or what year was it released?
What year released?
98,
99.
99. Like I said, 99,
98.
What year to shoot it?
99, 98.
98.
Thanks, Mark.
Welcome, dude.
Thank you, Mark.
I was
Got my back. Thanks,
assist.
bro.
Handing off that ball.
The Rules of Attraction is a big one too that people come up, because that was a movie that didn't really have a lot of box office, but it's like kind of a cult classic. So that's when people will come up and be like, by the way, love the rules, So it depends. It's all
But
really-
come on. Come on though. What do people, all right, this is me asking a question now.
Yes.
What do people recognize you for most? Because I know
Most?
the answer to this. Oh yeah, most.
Most?
Beyond anything else, what do people recognize you for?
What is it, Mark? You tell me.
Parky?
I'm not jumping in there. I don't know. It could be a
Oh
million.
yeah, come on, dude.
It could be
Come on.
It could be Angus. It could be
Angus. My very first
The
movie.
crying meme.
Oh, the
What's
crying
that?
meme.
Oh, the crying meme. Yeah, from Dawson.
That one is.
He deserved to freeze on that one. That's an underhanded, lowbrow shot right there. He's frozen for a good.
Look at that. Look at that. The internet has,
I mean,
has leaned back right now. Look at that. By the way, feel free to
Oh, it's
meme
coming
Mark
back.
right now.
Yeah,
Everybody
really.
feel
Let's
free
take a
to-
picture. But listen, James, though, David, you don't know this. James wrote this ridiculously amazing show called "What Would Diplo Do?" And guys, if you haven't, anybody out there, if you haven't seen this
What
thing
happened?
yet, it's brilliant, James. It's brilliant, and it's
Thank you.
funny, and your cast is amazing. Your writing is crazy, and after meeting
No.
Diplo, I got to say that, man, you nailed it, perfection.
Thank you. That was fun. That was the first show that I got to. I created it. I show ran it. I wrote every episode, starred in it, produced it. Yeah, it was fun. I really. That's kind of my focus now, is creating and show running and writing. And,
Wait, can I ask a part B to the recognition question?
Yeah.
What's the one that you want to be recognized for? What's the project in your head that if someone was coming up to you at the supermarket or wherever,
I
and
know.
they were like,
Kudisch
oh
is-
my god, I love you on blank.
Oh, anything that kind of flew under the radar is always appreciated. Like if somebody says they love Diplo, or that's always nice to hear. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's funny. In the beginning of my career, I would have had a definitive answer to that question, but as I've gotten older, I've just come to recognize that once you do work, it belongs to the audience. So whatever lights somebody up is great. It doesn't, once you do it, it no longer belongs to you. It belongs to them. So
I know Mark's answer.
I want to hear.
The one he wishes people recognized him for is the tick, but no one saw
Oh
it.
yeah, that'll be forever remembered.
My wife is just in the corner crying with laughter.
But no,
Oh,
it's
I
not.
thought you were just going to say she's just crying.
But Nickel for a Tickle was pretty fucking brilliant.
the tickler. Yeah, that was pretty
Mine-
great.
Okay, wait. Yeah, that was all right. I have to refresh again because I can't hear Parky at all,
Okay.
which may not be the worst thing in the world, but all right. Give me a second.
Okay.
Let me try this.
There you go.
Uh,
Yeah. Mark was in Mindhunter. He was the tickler. The tickling
Oh,
principal.
great! He was brilliant.
He was fantastic.
We
He
love
was
that.
so
Yeah.
good at it.
Fantastic in it.
we
I
love.
love that we waited until Mark is gone to start really complimenting him.
I know, and then but we shouldn't say anything when he gets back.
No, of course not.
I completely ignore it.
We should pull a trick on him, and I'll just start mouthing things.
Yeah, I know. I heard you, Mike.
Fuck.
That was poorly timed, but
It was a great idea.
props for the attempt. Yes.
It was a great idea.
Mark, what about you? What is the
Now I
one that
can't hear
you
David?
What? What did you say?
You can't hear David?
Oh, maybe he can hear me.
No, I can't hear David.
Oh shit! Tell me somebody.
Log back
David,
in.
type it
man.
out.
All right, well, Michael, you translate then.
Mark, what do you recognize most for?
What am I recognized most for? I don't know. It
Billions?
depends.
Bye Bye Birdie.
Sometimes Birdie, it's weird, and I'm seriously, sometimes it's Birdie, and because for some weird reason it's been running lately a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been on Amazon. It got released on Amazon, and so
cool.
it's been running, and people have actually been watching it, and it's just, I think Billions sometimes, in particular places. It's a particular personality that likes Billions. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think people, dude, when I was doing Great Society and I was collecting for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and I'd go out into the audience to collect and say, thanks for coming. People were like, you were wonderful in the show. Thank you very much. Who were you in the show? Seriously. And I'd be like, I was Mayor Daley. I was like, no, you weren't. Who were you in the show? I don't know. So I don't know. I don't think that people recognize me much at all.
Wait, I have a question. I wrote it down, and we'll see if Mark can see it because it's for Mark and James.
Thank you.
Did you two talk about Birdie when James?
Did you? And that's all I know.
Did you talk about Birdie?
Did you talk about Birdie when James got the part?
Oh, when I got the part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. No, I actually.
Did we talk about Birdie opening night a girl?
No,
was that the question?
When Birdie came up, because the first thing I did was I was like, guys, should I put myself on tape to sing for Birdie? And they were like, they were both like, yes, 100%.
Oh no,
great role. You get
Perky and I jumped all over that crap.
Yeah, we did.
Whenever Mark says, when I was doing it with Tommy Tune, then my ears perk up.
Well, hold on. What I did say was I had a lot of material, because when we did that revival, like way back in '91, there was a lot of new material that was written for the show.
Yeah.
Because of Tommy, because even back then, I remember when we opened in Long Beach before we did our national tour, we all were like, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to open strong, because we were going on a 14-month tour. And the papers destroyed the show for all of the Latin stuff in the show about Rose and Mama just constantly being on her for being Latin. And even back then, it was like, I don't know that any of us were aware of the Latin community in the same way. Thanks, Mom.
Way to go, Flo.
Yeah. But so there was a lot of new material written. And I'd said to James, there's great material. If you want it, I've got it, because I keep everything. You should tell them to actually do this song or do that song. And if they don't have that material. Which is
what every producer loves, is when you hire an actor and he comes in with an extra song and says, hey, I could maybe sing this in the show.
Yeah, but what the hell, man?
I loved it. I so appreciate it. It was actually a really great resource to talk to Mark about how you guys handled that stuff and how it all went down. Yeah. Here's a fun fact. Before I did Shenandoah, I knew who Mark was, because this is how big of a theater geek I was when I was in high school. I was 16 years old, and I had 17 when I did Shenandoah. I got one of my relatives had gotten me a Theater World book, which had it was do you remember those? They go year by year, and then have every show done in national tour.
Now we just have Jennifer Tepper.
And there's this big picture of Mark as Birdie. And so when I got the Shenandoah cast, I was like, oh my God, Marc Kudisch. I know that he's in my book. And I looked it up. So I was a little starstruck when I first met Kudisch.
Oh boy.
My wife has a question that she typed into the comments for Mr. Michael Park. And it's specifically about you. Do you think Joe Goldberg is a creep or misunderstood?
He's not misunderstood. He's a murderer. He's a creep. He killed my daughter.
What?
He killed my Joe killed my daughter. Oh, you're talking about
you.
You're talking about you, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Goldberg wasn't my character. It was it's
right.
Yeah, no, he's a complete freak. No, who stalks somebody like that? I mean, it's beautiful.
You was a great show.
It's a great show. It started on Lifetime and it didn't do too well.
Yeah.
And so Netflix bought it, and yeah, it was just great to be in that Berlanti kind of universe for a minute. But I get recognized for being Marc Kudisch. People ask me if I'm Marc Kudisch all the time. They actually do. Who was it? It was Anthony Edwards at the opening of
Girlfriend Girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey man, nice to meet you. You Mark's brother? No, I'm not Anthony. I'm not.
That's amazing.
Anthony Edwards is the coolest dude.
He's
What's
so
that?
nice.
Yeah.
He is a very, very sweet guy. And he's like, oh, no, of course. Dear Evan Hansen. Yes. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I said, no, it was a huge compliment that you just paid me.
Tony's a good guy.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, sweetheart.
Everyone says Anthony, but not Mark. Tony. Like Steven Sondheim.
But it's Steve, by the way.
Sorry.
That's what these people call themselves.
You know what I call Ben Platt? I call him Ben.
Do you? You don't call him Platty?
You don't call him Mr. Platt.
But yeah, no, I think Joe Goldberg. 2 days on that show. That's all I spent was 2 days on that show. But what a great time.
What?
It's shot in Nyack. I just had to go to this. I had to go drive 5 minutes to work.
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to leave you guys with the question of, have you thought about, we talked a little bit about this earlier. Have you thought about shows the three of you could do together? Do you have like a dream project that you'd want to work on?
Well, we did. We've talked about, Brothers Booth, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I'm going to leave that to the theater gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a piece for us?
Yeah.
There's always potential.
Yeah.
Paging
There's
Bernie.
always a possibility.
Yeah. What is the dream? The question was, Mark, what would be like the dream piece for the three of us to get back on stage together again?
Did I mention this? I always thought, what would be fun? What could be really interesting? Did we talk about it? Oh Lord, Mom.
Yes, Flo. God, I love you. I miss you. Mwah.
Oh my Lord. Mom, I love you.
Answer the question.
Mom, leave the FaceTime. No, what would be interesting? What about the brothers from My Three Sons as adults? Did we not talk about that?
We did
that's
talk about
hilarious. That's right.
We did talk about that.
Those three young guys in the 50s when everything was clear and clean, now they're older, they're adult, they live in this world.
That would be
That
great.
would be interesting.
That would be cool.
I heard a story that they used to the dad of My Three Sons, like by the end of the show, he didn't really want to do it anymore, so he made his contract so they would shoot him out in like 2 months.
Yeah, we did talk about
and then
that.
the rest of production would continue to shoot all the other stuff. So they would shoot for like 5 months, and they would shoot him at Fred in like, in 2 weeks or something crazy. And the sons all realized that if they were standing next to their father, they would also be shot out. So there became a competition among them to be like, Dad, and like have Dad put his arm around them, because then they wouldn't have to show up 2 months later to do their coverage, because it'd be
That's
shot.
what we used to do in As the World Turns too. If there was a big wedding scene, everybody had to be there, and so we'd pick someone off set and just go, "Hey." And we were gone for the rest of the time.
Oh, those
It was
are the
great.
worst, man. As you get lazy, especially on a show like, but here's 5 and 6 of Dawson's Creek, like a director would come in like, oh, Bright Eyed and Bushy Tail, we could do this year, I think you go over there. And I'd just be sitting there counting the number of setups that it would require in my head and be like, I just want to stay right here. I'm just going to go. And we had like a secret communication with our DP, and I'd be like, well, where do you want me to stand? And the director would be like, anywhere you want. And I look at the DP and he'd be like, so I just follow. Like it was just, let's be efficient about this. Let's get in, let's get out. We're not making The Godfather. Let's let's keep the days short and stay on schedule.
Guys, thanks for your time. This was a delight. This was
fun. Thank you, David.
Yeah,
David,
you're welcome back.
Thank you.
Let's do this whenever you guys want.
That's good.
that sounds good. There's plenty of stories.
Yeah. Back tomorrow at 2:00, everybody, with Jen Colella and Chelina Kennedy. See y'all then.
Well, that was fun.